Hi, I'm Alan R, and this is Motor Matters, your favorite channel for everything motoring in South Africa. Now, before we talk the car we're looking at today, let's talk changecars.co.za. That is the website where you can find your next car with total peace of mind because they only list cars from franchise dealers. And once you've found that car, click on the button that says Discover Insure and you can organize your insurance as well. That's changecars.co.za. The new Twin Peaks logo of Mahindra International. Now, the second model in South Africa that comes boasting the new logo and the new branding. This is the Scorpio N. We were lucky enough to attend the launch down in the Western Cape not long ago, probably about 6 weeks ago. So you've seen the new model. It's big, it's bold. You can see the grille up there and then the secondary grille over here. Very significant skid plate over there because this is the 4x4 version and this one is built to go off-road if you want to and to do some very serious 4x4ing. Not going to spend time talking about that right now because just watch the launch video for yourself again and you'll see. But you've got your very significant large headlights, daytime running lights, fog lights below. These are all features you would expect to see on this vehicle. I know that, so I'm not going to spend too much time on all of this. 18-inch alloy wheels, the dual-tone alloy wheels, and of course very substantial cladding wherever you look. There's a 4-model range that Mahindra South Africa have brought for us, starting of course with the Z4 as they call it, then it goes to the Z8, then you get 2 models at the top with proper, and I mean proper 4x4 ability. And this is the top Z8L for luxury. So it gives you a lot of extra features. The silver roof rails, the mirrors that fold in when you lock the doors, the keyless entry. I could go on and on, you know what it's like. And you look over here, of course the coffee brown as they call it, leather interior. Interestingly, electric adjustment for the driver's seat, but not for the passenger seat. But that is like so many other vehicles you get these days. And of course, let's pop open the back door quickly. And you have a look over here. And what I'll do is let me jump in quickly and you'll see now some of the features I can show you. Lots of room in the back seat, and that's very important as far as I'm concerned. You've got air vent with fan control for the rear seat passengers, and you have a USB-C over there for the rear seat. So those are all things you want to see on any vehicle. And if you have a look, they're very interesting, isn't it? Shape of the grab handle over here. Just something pretty different. And well, you either like it or you hate it. Something else that's interesting. There's plenty of headroom for me in the back here with my hat on. But what probably gives a bit more headroom than a lot of other similar cars is the fact you've got a sunroof but not a panoramic roof. So it's not stealing headroom from the rear, which a lot of vehicles do. Just those kind of things that, well, I'm not saying it's good, bad or anything, just showing it to you. But there's certainly lots of room in the middle row. And I'm saying the middle row very deliberately because you'll see in a second. Come around to the rear. It's obviously pretty substantial. And usually, in today's market, your tail lights that go all the way up there, very vertical, don't encroach into the rear door. Could be important if, unfortunately, you're involved in an accident or somebody rear ends. It's telling you it's the 4 Explore version, as I mentioned, which means it does have Dinkum 4x4 ability. And also unusually, do you see this? The rear door opens sideways. Well, that's just various types of vehicles. I mentioned it's a 7-seater. So let's have a look. You can see I've got the seats down at the moment, but as every vehicle of this type, there is no boot space when you're in 7-seater mode. But well, you just live with it because that's what all these vehicles do. But you pop it like that and you flip it like that. So no, they don't go into the floor. but that does give you a decent bit of boot space in 5-seater mode. But one thing I did notice, and I'm sure there's a way you can do it, is you actually need to secure the seat a bit better, because we did find it dropped down a few times when we were driving if it was in that sort of position. So that's something I think you just got to watch out for. There's a nice space over here for your jack and your tools, and of course it's one of those where the spare wheel is underneath the vehicle. Neat. I've got no complaints about that. And then you just drop that down over there, and that is how you would go back into 7-seater mode. You just have to do some pulling, and there's your rearmost seats in place. I'll show you what the space is like just now. Well, the entire Scorpio N range is powered by Mahindra's M-Hawk 2.2 litre diesel engine that has been updated, upgraded, and just a little bit more powerful, more than anything else now. 129 kilowatts and 400 newton meters of torque through a 6-speed automatic gearbox. Let's check it out inside. One of the crucial factors of any 7-seater is access to the rearmost seat. So let's have a look. How does Mahindra do it for us? Pull that lever, flip and flip. Really simple and straightforward. So what's the access like for an old guy like me? One step up, in, across, and while I'm doing it, let's bring the seat back down, put it down. Okay, headroom with my hat is a tad limited, just kind of there and thereabouts. Legroom, I must say, is not bad at all. I'm fairly comfortable here, allowing for the fact that this is your extra seats that you would expect to use for kids. I'm pleasantly surprised. On the road in the neighborhood, as I think you're getting used to now, and it's an interesting vehicle, this. I'll tell you why. I can't help constantly comparing it to Mahindra's own XUV 700, which they only launched a couple of months ago as well, and I spent a lot of time with. And you are obviously looking at two very different vehicles. The 700 is your family SUV, much also 7-seater, so it's got the same kind of space factor, but it's a completely different vehicle, as I say. It is smoother, it's softer, I think maybe that's the word I'm looking for, but they've got the same sort of very close luxury spec between the two, so you can compare it that way. But of course the difference is the off-road ability of this one. And watch our video from the very recent launch and you'll see exactly how capable this is off-road, whether it's soft sand, whatever. Obviously I'm talking the 4x4 models and not the 4x2 versions that are coming at the bottom end of the range of the Scorpio N. But it's got that 4x4 ability. That's the one thing. The other thing I find very interesting is the fact that when Mahindra South Africa revealed both the 700 and the Scorpio N at their product event about nearly a year ago, they showed both of them with both petrol and diesel options. Now when they've launched them, they brought the 700 in petrol only and the Scorpio N in diesel only. And I thought that was pretty interesting, and in my book actually a pretty good strategy, because now the tougher one, if I can call it that, being this, comes with the diesel. So you've got the extra torque, but obviously less kilowatts. You know the difference between the characteristics of the two. So if you're looking for a vehicle of this type and you're looking for value for money, you've now got the choices between the two. And I can only say it's for you to decide what suits your lifestyle better. Pricing is very, very close and very similar between them as well. we're at our usual 3-point turn spot, and you can see a slightly big turning circle, but nothing to complain about. And just over here, have a look. Good reverse camera, I must say. It gives you everything you want, and you can show, for example, you press there and it gives you the side view, press there, it gives you that. You know what I'm talking about. It gives you the different views on the camera as well. That's pretty useful. So nice one there, Mahindra, as well. All these sort of factors add up, and obviously off-roading cameras like that can be extremely useful to you. But I must say, even though I say this is the harder of the two and the tougher of the two, definitely, it's still a pretty comfortable, pretty smooth ride. I'm just driving around the suburbs, so I'm not pushing it at all. We haven't done an open road long drive in this at all. This test just hasn't worked out. But cruising and freeway cruising, I've certainly got no complaints whatsoever. Starting off behind the wheel as we always do, let's have a look. Fuel economy. Note its kilometers per litre, showing 11.2. So that's about 8.8, 8.9 litres per 100. Very, very basic instrumentation over here, but really, what do you want and what do you need? I don't find that an important factor whatsoever. You can, of course, scroll as we always do, and you can come up with everything you want. I mean, you know all of this. I'm not going to show it to you. It's there, it works, and that's all that counts. You've got, of course, your multifunction steering wheel with cruise control, etc. It's not adaptive cruise control, but still I'm quite happy with that, and all your other controls on that side, and your start-stop button over there, because of course this does have keyless entry and a stop-start. All those features are there. You'd expect them, and they're there for your comfort and use. So there you go. Coming over to the nice center screen over here, you can see again it's set up for everything you'd possibly want, and you can scroll across, phone applications. Again, look at this. You can see you can spend quite a bit of time, if you really want, in these sort of features, factors, call it what you want. Phone, I've linked my phone, Android Auto, cable only, but works very, very well. I've got no complaints about that. Wireless would be nice, but I think that's asking a lot. And of course, you've got your buttons over here. What is a nice feature is the fact that you have got buttons as well as on the screen, not like many cars these days that's screen only. So again, nice one there. And obviously for your dual zone aircon as well. Now, this button here is a button that I used every time I got in the car, if I remembered. And I switched it out, the stop-start feature. It's not a dig at Mahindra. It's a dig at practically every car that has stop-start these days. It just doesn't work for me. And that's all I'll say about it. You've got a hill and descent control button there as well. These are all important features. I've set you standard 6-speed torque converter automatic gearbox. It's perfectly matched to this car. Does the job. Nice, easy, comfortable. And then over here. Now again, you only get this on 4 Explore because it's your control. You can see standard 2-wheel drive, driving the rear wheels as you'd expect. You've got 4 high, 4 low, and you've also got your different terrain settings there. Just click, click, and there you go. All easy, nice to use. Watch the launch video for lots more on that, because we did so much more off-roading. Another feature of the L version is the upgraded Sony sound system. And it does work pretty darn well as well, I've got to tell you. And you've got good sound in this car. I know that's important to some people, more to some than to others. Good old Leadfoot, my friend, he really worries about that, so I mention it to you. And of course, oh, by the way, you've got an old-fashioned handbrake, not electronic parking brakes. Really, again, not important to me, maybe to some people. And you've got a armrest and no depth to it, but little console over here for putting keys or anything of the sort. Now, the biggest thing, of course, is money. We spent a lot of time and went to great pains with the XUV 700 to compare to other vehicles on the market. And of course, sorry, I've got to mention it, the Cherry Tiggo 8, for example, that it really competes with in every respect, including dead on price. Well, This one is also very price competitive. You can get the Z4 version, which, as I said, doesn't give you four-wheel drive, it doesn't give you off-road ability, it's rear-wheel drive only, from 465. Then you go up to Z8, you go up to Z8 4 Explore, and this is the 4 Explore L at 590. If you want 4x4, but you're prepared to do without a few of the little luxury touches, you can drop to 560 for the Z8 4 Explore standard one. Personally, I think at 590 this is such incredibly good value in the first place. I don't think it makes any difference. You also get the 5-year 150,000 kilometer warranty and a 5-year 100,000 kilometer service plan included. Mahindra have got the reputation for being tough. We all know that. What they've done with these latest couple of models they brought out is they've added a lot more luxury to that recipe of toughness. They're not everybody's cup of tea, I know that. But all I know is if you're looking for a real 7-seater family SUV that has off-road ability and your budget doesn't stretch to $1 million plus, oh boy, you should go and have a look at this one. For Motor Matters, I'm Eleanor. See you next time.